Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I want to thank TV47, Chris, and everyone who helps us put on our program. We so enjoy sharing community events and things that are going on that relate to us at the library. And this one does. We're going to be talking about Safe Southern Dance and Performing Arts Company's production of Cinderella. So joining me today is Cinderella and the director. So we're excited to have the two of you. So I'll let y'all tell about yourself. Abby Marshall, you're Cinderella, and Patrick McDonald is the director, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So if y'all just tell our audience just a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Abby Marshall. I am 15 years old, and I'm a dancer at our company at Southern Dance and Performing Arts, and I've been doing it for about 10 years now. I'm a worship team leader at my church, and yeah.
That's great. You're a busy girl. And Patrick?
I'm Patrick McDonald. I'm directing Cinderella for Southern Dance and Performing Arts, and in my day job, I'm a computer engineer for a company out of Atlanta, and I also am teaching elder at Alex City Reformed Baptist Church.
Wow. You guys are very busy.
Yes, we are.
But you make time for what you want to do, and this apparently theater is very important to you. So I'm glad. Well, let's go ahead and tell when the production is and how to get tickets.
Okay.
Like that.
The production actually starts the 7th of March. Coming up right around the corner, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then the 15th and 16th. All the shows are at 7 p.m. except the last one. The 16th is a 2 o'clock matinee because we had a lot of patrons who really wanted us to finish before sundown.
Right.
So we started putting a matinee show at the tail end of our runs. You can get tickets at sdpac.net. That's sdpac.net. And the tickets are $15 in advance. They're $20 at the door, so we encourage you to buy your tickets early and come and enjoy a great show because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. I've been to several of your productions, and they are excellent. I always enjoy coming. It's so fun. See a lot of kids I see at work, so that's always fun, and adults too, so that's always fun. Well, Abby, let me start with you. You're in the 9th grade, I believe, at Comer. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What other productions have you been involved with? This is not your first one, is it?
Oh, no, ma'am.
No. Do you remember all the others? Probably been several.
I've been in Frozen, Little Women, and I was also in Beauty and the Beast, and I was also kind of like backstage for some of the other ones helping out, and I was a fire dancer in Hunchback. So.
Wow. So this is, I know it's not your first one, and you must really enjoy it. You've been
So.
bitten by the theater bug. Is that maybe what we...
We certainly hope so.
Oh, no. So now you act, and do you dance in this one also as Cinderella?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we have a good bit of dances.
Oh my goodness, how fun! What did you do to try out for this part? What are your tryouts like? Auditions like?
Well, you're able to, there's always a link up on the page before a show, and you're able to go and you just fill out a little form on the link at sdpac.net, SDPAC. And once you fill out the form, you're able to come, you have to perform, or you have to prepare a 60 to 90 second song and a monologue, and you'll do like a little cold read and sometimes like a little choreo section where you learn some of the choreo.
It just depends what the production is.
Yes, ma'am, yeah.
All right. So in this one, you sing, dance, and act.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. How do you find time to learn the lines with school and everything that goes along with that?
Well, I definitely, I learn a lot of my lines with my Nana. I'll practice them at home when I have some free time. But I also, like during school, I'll pull out my script, and like when I have a break in between schoolwork, I'll just pull it out and I'll look at it. I'll look over my lines and practice them, run through them in my head.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's great. And y'all start rehearsing several weeks out.
Yes, about 8 to 10 weeks out, depending on the show.
Yeah, that's great. So y'all been rehearsing for a while, I know, which takes a lot of time too. But I appreciate you taking all the time and trying to keep up with schoolwork and church and anything else you're involved with. That's great. What's your favorite part of this production?
Probably just like digging into the character and looking into really just how deep Cinderella is and just trying to develop the character around her. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't really ever look that far into my character before, and it's been really fun to try to develop that and look into that.
Wow. I bet some of that came from you, Patrick, right? Trying to teach them how to do that, because I wouldn't know how to begin.
Sure. I mean, and you know, even in the library, that's the way, when you read books, that's the way you read best. And when you ask yourself why the character did this, because the author doesn't always tell you why the character did it, you're getting under their skin, you're getting in their head. And you know, one of the things I tell my cast members is never assume that the people on stage are telling the truth. They're telling their truth, but there's always a reason, there's always a purpose behind it. And so getting that complexity into your character just makes more believable characters on stage.
That sounds like the difference in playing Cinderella and being Cinderella while you're on stage. Oh, wow, that's pretty neat. I like that. So what is your favorite scene in the production, or do you have one?
Scene.
Or do you have a favorite, Patrick?
I'm not sure that I have one. Sorry.
Okay.
But I do enjoy the scene when I've come back from the ball with my stepsisters. It's kind of a scene where Cinderella kind of like breaks out in a way, but she's kind of like trying to get her stepsisters to realize, like, you know, I was at the ball, you know, and she's just kind of stepping out, and like there's a lot of emotion there, and there's a lot of like character in that.
Wow, that's pretty. You have dive deep down into Cinderella. Learned her. That's great. What's your favorite scene, Patrick? Do you have one?
That's like asking which is my favorite kid.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I'm not going to tell you, children.
No. At different times, it's different ones.
Sure. All of them have things that really bring you in, and the scenes that if we're doing rehearsals and I don't absolutely love the scene, I'm going to be sitting there saying, okay, how can I make us love this scene? And so we're even as late as last Thursday in our rehearsal, we were working some. Let's love this scene a little bit more.
That's great. I can imagine the stepsisters. Some of that's pretty comical, isn't it?
It really can be, and giving them a backstory, helping them to understand why they treat Cinderella. It's easy to play a villain, but it's hard on the actor because you don't understand how villains think. Right. But when you look at your villain and you love your character, and they do villainous things, but they have to go to sleep at night, and right. they have to be in the bed with themselves when the lights are off. So you've got all of those things that the stepsisters have to tell themselves, and there's a history to it, and we wrote all that history.
Oh wow, that's neat. That's interesting. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Patrick and Abby.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Patrick McDonald and Abby Marshall. Abby is Cinderella in the Safe Southern Dance and Performing Arts production of Cinderella, and Patrick is the director. And again, when and where how to get tickets?
B.B. Comer Memorial High School Auditorium, March 7th, 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th, 7 o'clock all nights except the 16th, and that's at 2 o'clock. Also, we are still booking for late bookings. We're booking school shows on the 13th and 14th. So during the school day, schools will bring kids, and the ticket prices are reduced for those groups. Good. So they can come in. I believe the tickets are only $5 for the students who come at those times. And we'll be doing 2 shows a day for the schools because we have so many students that are interested in coming.
Wow. And there is a lot more to it. We talk about the school shows. It's coming to see a wonderful production too.
It is.
But delving into the characters is quite, and Cinderella, of course, is a book. I know, we know that. And you have T-shirts for sale.
We do have T-shirts for sale. They can be, if you want to purchase them beforehand, we love the advertisement, and we encourage everybody to get one at Southern Dance and Performing Arts over on 109 North Broadway, I believe is the address. Yeah. And they will be for sale at the show as well.
Okay. How close is this to the Disney Cinderella? That was one of my daughter's favorite movies. I know we've watched it a million times. Is it?
There's magic in their Cinderella and their stepsisters, and beyond that, it is Rodgers and Hammerstein's reimagining of the whole story. Okay. They went back to Grimm, pulled the less difficult parts out of the actual fairy tale, but they started thinking, why would Cinderella do this? Why would all these things happen? And so a lot of the songs are the musings of the characters wondering, how the prince asking, how did I fall in love with a girl I literally just met?
Yeah.
And I am so desperately in love with her. How in the world did that happen? And so there are actually a couple of songs where he's asking that question.
Oh my goodness.
And so Rodgers and Hammerstein really reimagined it. If you allow that there is magic, is everything else reality? Can you play these characters for real? It doesn't have to be drawn as a comic or a cartoon. And so we've worked very hard grounding our actors, but then taking them into this world that does have fairy godmothers.
Yeah. Wow, that's neat. And I know a lot of these, the Disney version is not the actual fairy tale.
Right.
They've changed it, and that's okay. But so that'll be interesting to see. That'll be fun. How did you choose this production? Why Cinderella?
We do during our school year shows, because we do have so many schools that are coming. We do look at reading lists, and we look at the books that we could find plays based on. So every show, pretty much, we're trying to choose something that would help the teachers come in and teach about the books and get the kids interested, because they can go see a theater show a couple times a year with us, but they can read a book anytime they want to. And so if we can get them interested in the arts and get them thinking about the characters and get them engaged. I remember after Little Women, somebody came up to me and they were talking about you and said, anytime I imagine Amy March, it's going to be Abby's face.
Right.
That's true. And so it really drove them back to I can't tell you how many people have come up to me, I need to go back and reread that book.
Right.
When we did Hunchback, I need to go read that book for the first time, and it's giant. But we do recommend it, but it's a big book. But that's how we choose the shows, and we are looking for things. We also want things that have a good positive theme, a good positive moral, And, you know, frankly, there's a lot of theater out there that has a lot of really inappropriate material in it, and, you know, that's just an automatic strikeout for us. We're going to do things. I want to do things where I can invite the people from my church, the people from Abby's church, my family and friends to come see it, and I'm not covering my face and saying, how in the world did that get through?
I know. And this is not just for children. I mean,
is not.
I know I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, the singing, the dancing, the story. As you're seeing the acting on stage and you realize the depth that these characters have, it's going to be something so much deeper than what people imagine when you're talking about Cinderella.
Right. Well, that sounds fun. How do you go about purchasing the rights? I mean, you don't just go to Google and print out a play.
No, every play pretty much that has been written since 1926, you have to buy a license for. And so we go to these companies who manage the licensing, and they provide the scripts. We purchase the scripts from them. We purchase the background track if we need to do that, all of that. And we just put all those things together. It's not a hard process, but it is an expensive process. And so we raise money and write grants and sell tickets to be able to pay for the shows and be able to do the next show.
Right. And if you want to find out what's coming up next, follow you on Facebook.
Yes.
I think that's correct.
Yep, Southern Dance and Performing Arts. All of our stuff is out there, including audition information. So if you are thinking, I might want to, particularly after you see this show and you think, I think I might want to do that, then follow Southern Dance and Performing Arts on Facebook and audition for the next show. That would be great.
And y'all do, is it 4 shows a year, something like that?
We are doing a kids show this summer, Annie Kids. So, you know, I have been asked for Annie since I started doing shows. And so we finally have been able to put that together. So we're going to do a kids camp over the summer for Annie Kids. And we are still working on next season. So I can't even leak it to you what we're going to do because I don't have any idea. I wish somebody'd leak it to me.
Oh, no.
It's a tough choice.
Wow. And I know you're talking about purchasing all the items. I know you must have a beautiful dress, a beautiful blue dress. Every Cinderella has a beautiful blue dress. Do you have several costumes, I know? How do you go about changing? I mean, I know it takes a whole team of people backstage.
Oh, yeah. Well, we definitely have a lot of quick changes this time. We have one quick change where I'm transforming. Oh, and so magic. That I won't leak that to you guys. It's magic. It's falling around in fiddle-dee-dee. Oh. It's gonna be awesome though, and it's really cool. But I definitely have a lot of quick changes. But we have people backstage helping me, and get out there on time.
That's neat. Well, I just can't wait to see it. I tell you, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Patrick and Abby.
There's a lot in life to smile about. Are loose dentures or missing teeth keeping you from enjoying the things you love? Don't miss out on enjoying life's precious moments. You can be you again with affordable mini dental implants. You can smile again, laugh out loud, and have your self-confidence back. Let us help you make it memorable.
I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.
Great. What am I going to do now?
Time to visit Brown's Auto Collision.
No problem at all. We've contacted your insurance company and we can get you back into original condition right away. And I just want to remind you that all of our work is covered by a lifetime warranty. We're done.
Wow, that was easy and looks great.
Brown's Auto Collision.
Where quality is no accident.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Hi, welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Patrick McDonald and Abby Marshall, Cinderella, talking about Southern Dance and Performing Arts production of Cinderella coming up in March, in just a few days. How do you go about, I know we wanted to talk about the backdrops, the set design. I know a lot of people are involved in a lot of different scenes. How do you decide what to put out?
Well, the script kind of gives you the direction that you want to go. But it tells you there's a house or there's a palace. Everything else is left up to your creative team. And so we will I'll set the general idea, and then I turn it over to my set builder, and he does a lot of the engineering and design work. Rob Blanchard, fantastic guy to work with. And then Roxanne Parrish, my assistant director, and Delora Rayfield, they bring in their expertise, the colors and the pieces. A lot of things that we're doing on the sets are things that are necessary for the scene, and so we're making sure that it gets in there. One of the real innovations we've got this time is we have one set that folds up like a storybook. And it's the first time we've tried something like that, but it was necessary for her to be able to play in the scene. Wow. And so when it rolls off, it just folds up like a storybook and rolls off. Oh. And I didn't know how they were going to do it. I just said, this is what I want. And they rolled their eyes at me a couple times, and then they said, okay, I think we can do that.
You have a great team, don't you? I mean, I looked at choreographer, musical direction, props, set design, costume, stage manager, sound and light.
Absolutely.
Oh, gosh. It takes a whole team.
It really does. It takes as many people backstage as it does on stage. And what I tell my backstage team is we are there to conspire to make the people on stage look good. And give them no worries. They can get out there and be the characters, and the backstage team is there making sure that they have the props and everything that they need.
Wow, that's great, I know. And you said you have some people that have worked with you for several years. I know Abby's been in several productions for a while.
Yeah, and that is probably the highest praise I could receive, is that somebody comes back and auditions again with us, or they come back and say, I want a bigger role. Shaylin Vick, who's been on stage with us and is a beautiful actress, has actually choreographed this show. And didn't audition because she wanted to choreograph, and she has done a tremendous job. I love the choreography in this show. It's breathtaking. It really is. When I was watching the rehearsal the other day, and I know that she's looking at it and saying, "Oh, with this, I need to tweak this, and I need to tweak this." I'm like, wow.
It's great. Yeah. Wow, that is interesting. It takes just a large team of people. It's not just the people on the stage.
Sure.
The people back there that help you change and props and all of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's like I've said before, theater brings together all the arts. You've got music, you've got painting, you've got art, you've got sculpture, you've got every other fine art that is put together in one place. And so I need people who are capable of doing all those fine arts to be able to put it all together.
Gosh. And a lot of it are mom and dad and kids, and everybody pitches in to help, don't they?
Oh yeah, the Vick family I think has more people involved in the show than the McDonald family this time. We've eclipsed the McDonald family. But and the other families, Dolores is your grandmother, is that right? So we have a lot of families, and the parents, the grandparents like kids working with us.
Sure.
But our cast is not just kids. It's not just 18 and under. It is 11 to older than me, or as old as me. I don't know how old anybody is really.
Right.
Don't get offended. But
don't ask.
I don't.
Well, I cannot wait to see it. That's going to be so much fun. And Abby, I know you enjoy this. I know you're just in the 9th grade, but do you think you'd like to keep pursuing theater or dance? And
I definitely think it has some role, like in my storyline. I think I do want to chase it somehow. Right. My main goal is to be a missionary, but I really want to keep that in my life somehow.
Oh goodness! Well, whether it's a career or it's a hobby or something you want to be involved in, that's great. great for our community, I know, or wherever you live. That's wonderful. Well, I just cannot wait. Let's say one more time when and where, so everybody will be sure they know where to get tickets.
All right, Rogers and Hammerstein, Cinderella, B.B. Comer High School Auditorium, March 7th, 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th, 7 o'clock out every night except the 16th, which is at 2 p.m. School shows are on the 13th and 14th. Call SDPAC. Get your tickets online at sdpac.net. Call them for the school shows. That's 256-245-1669. I hope I got that number right.
You did.
And, and they can get you set up with the school shows. If you're interested in coming, the time is short. So by the time you see this, you need to be booking it.
Right, right. And your sponsors, I know we talked about there's the cost for tickets. I mean, you know, we help with that by buying tickets, but you also have sponsors.
We do, thank you. The Alabama State Council on the Arts has given us another grant this year. They like what we're doing, and we get a lot of really positive feedback. So massive grants every year from them. Also, Air Experts Heating and Cooling, Piggly Wiggly, Bluebell, Chick-fil-A, Dr. Stacy Cantley over at Family Eye Care in Sylacauga, and Nexus Bookkeeping are all sponsors for this show.
Goodness. It takes an entire community.
It does.
I think. And our community seems to be very open and they want people to be involved in the arts and have the chance to see that, which I think is wonderful. Everybody cannot drive to Montgomery or Birmingham or Atlanta to see something.
What makes me happy is that we get people driving from Tuscaloosa and Birmingham and Montgomery to come see us. So we're pulling patrons from all of the surrounding area, and we're pulling cast members from the surrounding area. We've had cast members who lived all the way down to Montgomery or in Birmingham, and I think one of our cast members is from Talladega in this one, and then even further, further out sometimes. We are drawing, and that's a good thing.
That's quite a commitment because there's practice.
Oh yeah.
Every day or a lot of days a week when you're coming down here. That is wonderful. Well, we've got about a minute left. I know we talked a little bit about, your Cinderella. Who's the prince? Who's Prince Charming?
Michael Vick.
Okay, Michael Vick. Now, he's been in several productions, too, so he's wonderful.
Has.
Yeah. And I know Laurie Vines, my friend, is the wicked stepmother. I said, now I think that would be a fun part. I don't know. I think that would be a fun part. And the fairy godmother.
Janie Giddens is playing the godmother, and but she's also been sewing a tremendous number of costumes for us. So even in the midst of her rehearsing, and she was our musical director, so she's worn a bunch of hats this time. I do believe she has magic. Because to get it all done, she walks out with these unfinished costumes and walks back in with perfectly beautiful costumes.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I know Abby's got to get back to school. Thank you guys for coming, and I cannot wait to see this production. That'll be fun. Abby, I think you'll just be a beautiful Cinderella. I've seen her come into the library to check out books for a long time, and very excited to see you do that. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
you for joining me on Library Connection.